my loves. What up, Instagram? Welcome to Wellness Off the Mat. How's everybody doing on this rainy Wednesday? We're in another new space in my house that you guys haven't seen yet. I'm giving you the grand tour before I leave it all behind and take off on the big adventure. So this is the spot where most of the magic happens behind the scenes. This is where I spend a lot of time in my house, working on the computer, doing all that planning and sketching and behind the scenes goodies. So here we are today. I'm kind of tucked in and cozy. It's raining, doing some computer stuff. And now I'm hanging out with you guys. So how's everybody doing on this rainy Wednesday? I'm just giving the deck a little shuffle. We'll draw a card. I thought we would draw a card. I never know if this is backwards or not. Herb Crafter's Tarot today. Since it's like rainy and cold, I don't know, need some nature. Since we can't be outside, bring some nature inside. Let's see while we wait for people to hop on. What up? Let's see what the cards have for us today. Hopefully it's something sunshiny and bright since it's cold and rainy. Red Clover. That's pretty sunshiny and bright. I'll take that as a delivery on that request. 10 of Water. I don't know if you guys can kind of see the picture. I'll post a picture of it. Let's see what our book has to say about Red Clover. All right. It says, taste the nectar of deep nourishment. Serenity rises from the roots of gratitude. Compost breeds contentment. Fresh red clover blossoms dry on a sunny windowsill. A jar of flowers sits on a table. I feel like I'm reading you guys a story. Some are placed in a glass teapot. A well-loved rainbow mug holds the steaming green tea as bees visit the purple field beyond the window. Serenity is born from nourishment of the soul. Experience the joy and stability of your dreams coming to life. That's nice. As the deep taproot of red clover restores the soil underground, the bright flowers delight humans and animals above ground. When you feel refreshed and happy, freely share your good fortune with others. Radiate peace and abundance. Red clover needs to be planted only once to flourish on its own. Trust your wishes to unfold without interference. The tea as delicious as it is healing. The road to well-being can be filled with harmony. It can be this good. That's beautiful. I love that. And it kind of ties into like what we're going to talk about today a little bit, which is cool. I love when that happens. So if you guys saw my post, I said we're going to be talking about like big goals today. Big goals are tough, right? They're big goals. So how do we get there? And it comes down to like the stuff we do every day. And we talked about this back in January. We talked about like routine and daily habits. So this is kind of like bringing that back around. You know, we want to always kind of revisit this stuff and pull it back in, check in with ourselves. So, you know, when we want to achieve these big things, what we really need to look at is our daily habits and the stuff that we're doing every single day, because that's how we're going to get to those big goals, right? So if our daily habits aren't lining up with where we want to go, we're not gonna get there, right? So, you know, if you're let's come up with some examples. If you're trying to save for a big trip, right? Let's say you want to go on a big vacation, you want to save some money, but every day you eat out lunch and get coffee on your way to work. Is that helping you towards your big goal? Do you know how much money you spend? I do, because I've been there. I for a very, very, very long time, I was grabbing coffee, you know, every day on my way to work, and it's $2, $3, $4 in some places more than that, you know, depending on what you're getting. To grab that cup of coffee. Some days I was getting another cup in the afternoon, you know, after my lunch break on my way back to work. And that, you know, all of a sudden you have a big trip that you've been drinking coffee every day, right? And I'm not saying that you can't get coffee every day. You totally can. But if it's stopping you, if it's a daily habit that is to your detriment for something you really want, then maybe it's something you need to evaluate. You know, same thing with, you know, let's say you want to, implement some different things on your weekends. You'd like to maybe start doing some hiking or spending time outdoors, but you find you just can't get out of bed on Saturday morning to do that. Well, what are you doing on Friday night? Are you out partying till 4 a.m. on Friday night? Well, yeah, you're not going to get up and go hiking on Saturday morning, right? And if you're happy doing the Friday night thing, cool. But if you really want to do that Saturday morning thing, then, we need to look at those daily habits. And that's what it comes down to. Same stuff. Big goals for a lot of us is always like our health, our fitness, maybe losing a few pounds. So we can put ourselves on these super restrictive diets or plans, or I'm going to go to the gym every day. And it ends up being a really big change. And sometimes it's hard to stick to because it's such a big change. If we stop, right, we don't try to get everywhere today, but we pull back and we just look at our little daily habits, we can impact really big change without feeling a really big impact, right? Not buying that cup of coffee every day out and making coffee at home, not a huge impact, pretty simple, but all of a sudden you have $1,000 saved and you're going on a vacation. Big reward, right? For very little impact in your life. Same thing. All of a sudden you love Saturday morning hiking or an 8 a.m. yoga class or whatever it is that you really wanted to do, and you don't miss that Friday night, spending all that money at the bar and whatever you were doing. It's a big reward for little impact on your life. So, if you implement all these big drastic changes because you want to lose weight, you can't eat any of your favorite foods anymore. You got to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym. Like, you're suffering in a lot of ways. You're punishing yourself. You're creating this really big impact at the same time of trying to reach this big goal. And then it makes it that much harder. So if we don't do that, let's look at small stuff, little impact, big goals achieved in the long run. So, where do you park your car at the store? Park further away, walk a few more steps, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Take a look at your day. Are you eating breakfast out every morning? Maybe start having a piece of fruit at home or something, or just having breakfast at home. Maybe you eat out a lot. Maybe you start cooking more at home. If you're trying to work on your health or something. What else are little daily things? Are you sleeping? Do you wake up, good in the morning, or are you a terrible sleeper? Sleep is really important for our health. And I don't want to kind of diatribe on health stuff because that's not what this is technically about. But I think hopefully you get the point. So, these little tiny things in our day, we can make little changes that we don't notice and we don't feel the impact of, or barely at all. And they will add up to get us to that really big goal that seems super unachievable and hard. So, so at the end of let's wrap this up and forget all of the examples and tangents that we just went on. And at its heart, what we're talking about today is, in order to achieve those really big goals, if we look at our daily habits and examine them, we can decide, are they taking us where we want to go or not? And where do we want to change those daily habits? So depending on what exactly you're trying to achieve, you're going to come up with different things. I wanted to kind of bring it back before we went on too far of a tangent with like health and wellness, because that's what we do here. So I can talk about that all day, but that's the nutshell. That's what we're really talking about today, is how to just break that stuff down, and all of a sudden you're there, right? Like we said about the coffee example, you save $2 a day, or there's so many of those little tricks. Like you save every $5 bill you get. Before you know it, you have like $500,000, and you're going on that vacation you wanted to go on, or buying that thing you wanted to buy, or whatever. So big goals can be scary and seem like they're unachievable or unattainable or hard to get to. But if we just break them down and just make it simple, and sometimes make it not even so much, about that specific goal, right? Saving for a trip and not buying coffee out, kind of the same, kind of not the same, right? Like you're changing your life in a different way. But you didn't have to like go get a second job, right? Like a lot of times we're like, oh, I don't have time. That's our thing. I don't have time. Well, it's not hard to make coffee, right? You can do that. We have time for that. Coffee pots pretty much do it for you. But I'm just rambling now, so we're going to wrap this up. But yeah, little things. Check in with yourself. Daily habits. Are they taking you where you want to go, or are they taking you away from where you want to go? And you only need to change things that you have a problem with, right? And that becomes key to this process too. Like, we don't have to change anything if we're happy and it's taking us where we want to go. But if we find that we're not happy and we're not achieving and getting the places that we want to go, and we keep getting pulled away from the things that we want, we're never getting there, then the root lies in us, in our choices and our daily habits and what we're doing. So rather than, creating this big map of, I'm going to revamp my whole life, meet yourself where you are, right? This is something that we come back to all the time. Meet yourself where you are. Look at what you're doing right now every single day, and how do you tweak those things? Because you're always going to come back to those daily habits. We have to change those patterns, right? If you just eat out all the time, you're never going to save that money, right? So if you have trouble saving money, then that's what you need to look at, is where am I spending and how can I fix that? Or if you just throw socks in the garbage and you always buy new socks because you refuse to do laundry, like, I don't know, maybe get a laundry service or something, right? Like, there's little things we can meet ourselves where we are. And like I said, I'm just rambling now, so I'm gonna go, guys. But I hope this was helpful. Drop me a comment, say what's up. I love hanging out with you guys and chatting with you. Excuse my leftover May the 4th space buns from yesterday. Mwah! I love you all. Happy rainy Wednesday. I will see everybody next week. Don't forget Mother's Day on Sunday. Love your mama. If you need a basket, send me a message. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock for class. Goodbye.